So Princess, we're in a really exciting phase of our learning of the iPhone programming now, because at this point we're learning how to pass objects between scenes in the storyboard, and that's a powerful capability. So we've got a starting point app here from our previous work where it's listing off the some of these top universities. Um, and allowing us to drill down on one of these guys and oh we just got stuck there. Um, and I'll just go back here to the code. Um, oop, um, I'll just turn that off. Okay. Um, and and so we want to be displaying the photo associated with that university in that next screen. And we've already got those photos available here in the project, but we need to, in the code, assign those photos to the appropriate outlet within the profile view controller. So we need to be passing that university. Like we select a university when we hit one of these rows, and then we need to pass that particular university to the next view controller. And at that time, we set the image to the image associated with that university, and maybe we'll even change the background color to the school color. And then we'll put the update the label in a later stage. So let's open up the implementation file. So we've displayed the universities well, but how do we transition the code between this table view cell and then that profile view controller? Well, the way we do that in using storyboards here is with something called prepare for segue. So we say it's a method available to us, prepare for segue. And when we implement that method, it allows us to move or pass objects in between view controllers. And now, what specifically is needed to make that happen? Well, within here, the first thing we do is we say, okay, what's going to be the next view controller? It's going to be that profile view controller. So we'll call that PVC. And that equals this is a argument that's being passed in segue. Segue destination view controller. So that's a method on the segue object. And this is a special method that tells us, based on the storyboard wirings, what's going to be the next view controller. All right. The next stage is we create an NS index path. We'll call that path. And this tells us which row was selected. Self table view index path for selected row. That tells us the row that the user selected. Now we need to pull out the university that's associated with this path, so we can go into our universities NS mutable array and say object at index path dot row. So that the path is telling us the row that was selected on the table view. Then we pull out the appropriate university from our universities and S mutable array. And then finally, we send that over to our next view controller. Now, at this point, I'm realizing we forgot to put a place for that. So we need to make a property, in fact, here. So it's going to be non-atomic strong, and it's going to be university object, and it's current university. And this is the sort of the place that's going to be storing that university that gets passed between the view controllers. And so the profile view controller needs that, and then also the details view controller needs that. So let's let's put that here. We'll just put it there, that's fine, whatever. Okay, so now there's a place to store that university that gets passed between the view controllers, and we don't need to synthesize. And so we'll go back here into our prepare for segue, and we should now have a place where the university can be passed. Okay, so we'll use the PVC object, and then we'll say set current university, and we'll pass in that univ guy. All right, now that's looking good. And we could just stop there, but in some cases, the storyboard is wired up to different segues, different view controllers. And so what we want to do to enable the different pathways is to actually give this segue a name. So we'll call this show profile of that university. That's the name of the segue. And we do that within the attributes inspector once that with that segue highlighted. Now we've given a name to this this transition. And so in our prepare for segue, we can say, well, if the segue is that name, then do this code that we already wrote. So it's if, okay, segue identifier is equal to string, and we'll be using the name that we provided, okay, show profile. So that's the segue identifier. Then we do this code where we pass the university to the next view controller. Okay, that wraps up this view controller. Now we already have this the appropriate university available to us in the next view controller, which is the profile view controller. So we want to set the image properly. So what we'll do is we'll go into profile view controller implementation file. And within viewDidLoad, we can start to perform some of these operations. So the name of the object available to us is self.current university. Okay, so we'll be needing that. But how do we make that photo set properly? I'm going to check my notes on that, actually. I see, okay. The way we do it is within viewDidLoad, we need to create a new image based on the the file name here. Okay, so we say UI image, my image, UI image, image named, and this is where we use the current university. So we pull out the name of the image, which is stored in that current university. It's file name. That's the name of the image. And then, so that sort of instantiates that image. Then we say current photo is equal to dot image is equal to that image. Let's run that and see how it looks. Okay, let's check out Stanford. Hey, there it is. Harvard. All right. Draper University. Yale. Singularity University. Princeton University. That looks pretty good. I think I'm just going to modify the UI just slightly on the storyboard, and I'm going to make this pull this up a bit. That should be fine. Now I wonder what it's set to as far as the type. Scale to fit, aspect fit. Maybe let's try that. Let's see. It looked like it was maybe warping one of those at least. All right, that looks better. That's how it should look. I recognize that. That looks great. Okay. And let's go ahead and put the title of the university, like Stanford University. Let's put the title on the profile. So we'll go to the implementation, and then within the view.did load, we'll say self.title equals self. Actually, we don't need that. Self.current university.name. There, Stanford University. Draper University, that's great. And maybe we'll go ahead and do the school color names, or make the background based on the school colors. We had done that before. Hopefully we can get that built quickly. I changed my mind. Let's just skip that. But you get the idea. Like if you know the row that was selected, you could. Well, actually, that's fine. I'm gonna skip that. Let's go to the next view controller. So the picture is loading up just great. And we want the user to be able to press more info and then see text here describing the university. And so we'll be needing to pass, in a similar way, that current university to the next view controller. So we'll just put it that prepare for segue right here. So void prepare for segue, and then we'll make some space. And let me. And in the same way as that we did before, we'll first be saying details view controller, DVC equals, oh wait, no, we don't want DVC, Alec. We actually want segue, destination view controller, and then we'll be passing in that current university. So DVC set current university, and that is self dot current university. Okay, so the current university should be passed at this point to the details view controller. Now within details view controller, within the view did load, we can perform our updating of that label. And that's going to be quite simple. We'll simply say self dot what do we call that? Detailed information dot text equals self dot current university dot notes. Let's see how that looks. Okay, we have Stanford, more info. There, that looks great. But we're sort of trapped here. We need to get this dismiss to happen when we say OK. So if you remember that OK button is wired up to this dismiss method, IB action. So it's within here that we'll be dismissing this particular view controller. So we need to go to the implementation file for the details view controller, and then we can just jump to dismiss. Okay, here it is. And we simply say self dismiss view controller animated yes, oops, yes, completion nil. That's just a block of code and we don't need that. Let's see how this turns out. Okay, Stanford University, more info. Perfect. Singularity University. Looks great. We might want to. I think. Yeah. We don't need to have all this. We don't need to have it like take up all that space. So we can use actually. We in fact might want it to have it. Like looks like this is getting cut off. Let's go in our storyboard. And I'll open up the single editor. And we'll make some more space. Maybe we'll reduce the font a little. Let's run that to see if that Singularity University text was not getting cut off. Okay, there it has space. See if Draper University looks good. Yeah, it looks like that has space. All right, and I want to try to do that partial curl so that it's not taking up the whole um, whole screen. Partial curl. Let's see if that looks okay. I'm not sure. Stanford University. Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's great. So that's it. So we now have a application that allows you to view a list of data here, pass an object between a scene, drill down and see even more information. Whoa, something went wrong there with Yale. I wonder what happened there. Um, let's look into the code when we loaded in the data. Oh yeah, it's in this implementation file. Something went wrong with Yale. Oh, there was no text there. I wonder why that is. I guess I forgot that text. Let me get some text from Wikipedia. All right. Put a little description about Yale here. All right, that should be fine. Let's run that. Okay, we'll look for Yale. Yeah, that's fine with Yale now. Okay, so we have an app that's doing exactly what we want. It's listing off the universities, allowing us to see a photo related to the university, and then we can drill down and see a description. Thank you very much.